So welcome to my channel called That's What We Call the Good Life. Now today I'm going to be talking about all the things that you can be doing, all the jobs you can be doing in the month of June in your home garden or on your allotment. Now June is a really amazing time of year because it really is starting to warm up. The chance of frost is very, very slim. The days are much longer, so you've got a much bigger window of when you can be gardening. You can be doing it first thing or late in the evening. You know, it's really a great time. We've actually had quite an overcast few days here, but it's still incredibly mild and a really good time to be out gardening, to be getting all those jobs done. Now, there's lots of things you can be planting out or direct sowing at the moment. You know, a whole multitude of carrots, beetroots, radishes, lettuce. You can be direct sowing. You can be planting out your brassicas, your courgettes, your beans, your tomatoes, your aubergines, all sorts of things. Now we have got a separate video on all the different things you can be sowing or planting, and you can watch that to get some more information rather than me just repeating myself. And one really important thing to do, and when you are planting out plants, is to make sure they're hardened off. Because if they're not hardened off, you might lose them. Now we all think we lose them because of the cold weather, but actually the shock of the sun can be just as damaging. I myself lost some of my French beans up at the allotment because I hadn't hardened them off properly. So even someone like me makes mistakes from time to time, so just try and harden them off a little bit before you take them up to an allotment, which is a far more exposed place. Fortunately, I had some more French beans which are doing absolutely beautifully, and they're absolutely fine. I've got a lot of my plants just over there, as you can see. Literally they're out, they're hardening off, and I'm hoping to put them out in the next week or so. I'm so excited. I don't know about anyone else, but we all get far too keen to get stuff out when we've not done a little job like hardening. So they're all there and they will be going out soon. Something else to watch out for this month is obviously all the different pests that are around that can attack your plants. So obviously I'm netting lots of my plants at the moment, and I've got my strawberries and my spinach over here netted, because the birds I thought they wouldn't attack the spinach, but they were, so I've had to net that, and they will attack the strawberries if I give them half a chance. So do make sure that you cover anything that you think the birds will have a look at. I've already got quite a lot up at the allotment. My gooseberries and my black currants are already covered, and because they'll get them before you get a chance to get them. I've got some fantastic strawberries forming down here, which I'm really excited about, if you can see through the netting. It won't be long now, and in the month of June I definitely think I'll be getting some ripe fruit. I've got a friend who's already got some ripe strawberries, only a handful mind you, but it's kind of like telling us that there will be stuff coming very soon. I'm already harvesting a few bits myself, so I've got some peas and mange tous over there which I'm harvesting, and more will come this month. The broad beans are harvesting at the moment. So there's rhubarb, which I've been harvesting for quite a while. The gooseberries won't be far off. If you want to harvest baby artichokes, the globe artichokes, you're going to be able to do that very soon as well. And if you're fortunate enough to have some asparagus like we are, we only have a tiny bit at the bottom of the garden, but asparagus is something you can be harvesting as well. I've got some lovely lettuces just inside the greenhouse here, which I've been harvesting for a while, which are doing absolutely beautifully. So as you can see, they're doing really awesomely. Something else to bear in mind is to stake plants that need it. As we have a look in the greenhouse here, obviously your tomatoes, so any plants that you think need staking, in particular things like your tomatoes, you need to be training them up and to support them, because obviously they'll get to the point where they'll just flop over and collapse, and you don't want to lose your plant. And obviously don't forget to take out your side shoots as well. I've been taking out mine. In fact, I've probably taken them out so well I might not have a side shoot. Oh, there we go, there's a side shoot there. So very important to take out your side shoots on your tomatoes, unless of course you've got a bush variety, but most tomatoes are the cordon variety that grow straight upright, so you constantly just have to keep taking the side shoots out and just tying them up as it goes up. Another thing to do is feed your plants as well. Some people say, when do you feed? Honestly, you can give plants a little bit of feed whenever you like, if I'm honest. But more importantly, as soon as the flowers start to form, you really must be feeding your tomatoes every couple of weeks with some tomato feed. And you need obviously special feed for tomatoes. And obviously you can get multi-purpose feed for your other plants as well. And watering, don't forget to water, but don't over water plants. Now we've had, like I said, we've had a very dry few weeks, so I've been having to water up at the allotment, which, you know, you forget how long it takes to water everything, so do remember to keep everything watered when it's dry. Obviously if it rains it's fine and you don't need to. And with regards to your pots as well, you know, now the stuff's getting more established, they dry up much quicker. Something that's very easy to do is to kill them with love. Now I was definitely guilty of that in my early years of trying to start stuff off. I used to water it far too much, and that can cause problems with the plants, and they can die when you do that. So you kind of have to use your common sense a little bit. Don't keep watering them over and over again every day. Yeah, feel the soil. Is it dry? Does it need to be watered? You know, and don't water them and leave them in great big puddles of water in the bottom, because again, that's not very good for them. So just use your common sense and just keep an eye on them, and you'll get there. And look after your plants, and we'll all have fabulous fruit and vegetables. Now, as you can see, I've got my handy journal with me telling you what I need to do at the moment. If you've not already got a gardening journal, I do recommend doing it, because it's a really handy way of keeping track of everything that you're doing from year to year. I compare what I've done last year to what I'm going to do this year, so it's a really handy thing to have. If you've not already subscribed, if you could please do so, because we'll be doing a tour of the allotment next week. I'm ridiculously excited. I've been wanting to do a tour for absolutely ages, but I realise that telling everybody what they need to do on the allotment is the most important thing, and the glamorous tour is a bit of an added extra. I'd love to hear what you guys are up to as well, as usual. You know, what you're planting, what you're sowing, what you're harvesting, anything you're not sure about, please do put it in the comments. And you've not already given us a like, if you could do that too, that would be absolutely fantastic. Now I hope you have a really awesome week gardening.